welcome back on stream. We are gonna be playing some KSP now for roughly an hour, so relatively short. But here we go, live stream loading it up. And I will try to recall what we were doing, fail at it as now, and just have a look at the tracking station. We're not really far off into the cosmos yet. We have lots of debris here. Yeah, only debris in orbit. Alright. Well, we can deal with that. Or not. We don't really have to deal with that after all. Wait, let me do some checking. No, it is actually full screen. It looked on the thumbnail on the Twitch that the stream was black barred, but it's not. And I think what we were saving for... No, max parts 255 is actually okay. We were saving for this. Max size and weight. 282,000. That's what we need. So we were doing missions to do that. Let's see, we have an active mission where we test the third liquid fuel engine splashdown. Oh yeah, that failed last time we tried this. Do we have anything else that we need to test splashed down? Yes, this one. And this one. Actually, four. How many we'll take everything splashed down and make a big splasher. Splash down, splash down. Yeah, we need to build something with 4 parts that require testing whilst splashed down. Now, our previous splashdown test bed didn't really work. It exploded. Oh, well, it didn't explode per se, but the bits that we were supposed to be testing didn't quite make it. So we're gonna go big this time. We're gonna do it all safely. So here we have our little engine. This is going to be the easy bit. This is one of our test things. We can put them right on top here. And we're going to get some like floating pontons on the side. Let's get this. I mean, these should somehow help us land. Oh, I don't have small engines yet, do I? No. Snap. I was gonna try. Oh wait, yeah, this will work. This will work. These will be our landing engines. And if the ship tilts, one of them will survive, because one of them will need to survive for the test. All right, we will start with our singular engine. And then our landing engines will kick in. And of course, we will have many parachutes. No, wait, where's my parachute? There. We will have many parachutes for descending safely. So yeah, these parachutes will all flip open together. Do we have something like SAS modules? We don't. Wait, we need to test this one as well? How the hell do we do that? Alright, that screws things up a bit. Alright, maybe we'll put these landing pontons a bit higher. And now put the aerostream protective shell like over just this bit. Close fairing. Yeah, let's close it. No, we'll have to put that at the top. We'll have to put that over the capsule, which we can do, of course. Oh, whoopsie. I'm disassembling everything. Quite accidentally. Alright, now these things have to go. Oh man, this thing is being a bother. Close the fairing. Okay, that looks like a wizard's hat now. That's good, I think. Sorry about that. That must have been rough on your speakers, as it was on my nose. Oh my god. Alright, we need to add the decouplers for the testing. We will lay them on here. I think this is a foolproof plan. One of these will suffice. This will work. We will call it the Wizard. And let's launch it. Let's splash down, and that will immediately give us enough money to upgrade our launch pad. So the first stage, ooh, that's good that I caught that. These things have no business being in this stage. They need to be on top. This thing needs to fire immediately, so we can fire our engine and try to maneuver towards the sea. If that then fails, we can fire our booster engines, which are actually braking engines, and then the parachutes. Should be good, should be good. Whoops, forgot the throttle. Alright, we're going really slowly, which I think is well enough, because if we go too fast we'll have some problems with aerodynamics. Here we go, we'll just keep to a nice highway speed of 120 kilometers an hour, more or less. Just keep our acceleration at just about 1 G, so we stay hovering. And if we just thrust straight up now, yeah, we will slow down thanks to air resistance. More thrust, we'll eventually make it, no worries. Nice and controlled, we're actually rising. Alright, now that our fuel is almost... Oh, our fuel is almost burned out. Holy shit, I hope I can actually get splashed down over here. Alright, this means it's time to light our landing thrusters. Oh shit, and our parachutes, because apparently... Okay, full thrust on these little crazy engines. We need to... Yeah, getting further out over the water is not an option anymore because we're almost out of fuel and we're descending very, very slowly. Let's see if we can make it into the water without breaking up. That's the challenge here. The Wizard is gonna touch down on the water any second now. Let's see if we can do this as slowly as possible. We're descending now at 2 meters per second. Ooh, 1. Yeah, I think we made it. We're floating. All the parts are still attached. Let's run the test. Boom, that's 1. Check. Let's... do we run the test here or fire it through staging? Boom, that's another one, is it? Yeah, that's another one, cool. And now let's fire these. I think that's another one. Yeah. Alright, hey, a plan worked, that's first. Now let's see if we can ascend from the water. Whoa, yeah, we can totally do that. Holy shit, these are awesome rockets. No, I should spend my rocket power on getting back into the water safely, because I've almost no fuel left. Yeah. Whoa, that was close. Now everything is sinking. That wasn't the case on our previous landing. Oh well, let's recover the vessel. We'll get some... We've got some stuff back, some money. And we're not quite ready for upgrading our launch pad. R&D, can we unlock some nodes here? Yeah, we can actually. Larger tanks and the small engine. This one is going to be crucial, just I know that. There we got it. Now what can we do? The VIP, safely to its destination. We need something that will pay us a lot of money. Like this. A crew report in flight. Near zone 93.6V, but I don't really like these. These are very finicky. Haul the Rockomax brand decoupler into flight above Kerbin. Yeah, that's really easy. Flight over Kerbin here, take the heat shield. And we'll run the test. What do we need to do here? Just have it? Yeah, we'll launch a flight over Kerbin, sure. We'll do that with Rockomax brand decoupler, the heat shield. And we'll test the booster at the launch site. Yeah, sure. And after this we'll fly by the moon. I think we should be able to do that. So once more onto the breach for component testing. We will get this relatively standard. We'll get the heat shield, which we need to test. That's fine. We will add a rocket to that, so that, oh, we will add a decoupler as well. We'll make a rocket so that we can maneuver at these altitudes. We'll not use our brand new small engine because that's best used for in-space maneuvers, but we'll consider it. So we'll get a slightly bigger rocket here to get us on our way to the destination. What did we have to do again? The Rockomax brand decoupler, that's this one, that needs to come into space at 31 kilometers. The heat shield needs to go at 52 kilometers and quite fast. And the booster needs to be tested at the launch site. Oh shit, the stack decoupler needs to be splashed down still. Oh man, well that's gonna be another run with that's gonna require another run with the wizard, but that's fine. We liked playing with the wizard, didn't we? Cool. We'll just put this big decoupler here. Hope it doesn't screw with the aerodynamics too bad. And we'll put a booster here, which will be our first stage. Yay! I hope it has enough thrust. Actually, let's add some more boosters just to be safe. There. This is now our first stage. 5 boosters. Then we get the proper rocket. Then we get the maneuvering bit to get us to the altitudes to do these tests, and then we fly down. Yeah, can't go wrong. Can't go wrong, capital W. Here we go, launching it. We're basically just wanting to go straight up, because we have altitude records to beat, and yeah, the first one is this one, the 31 kilometers. Run the test. Alright, the boosters are firing. That seems very unstable. Let's release the clamps. We're going upwards at least. Okay, so the booster has been achieved. This money is in the pocket. Now there is going to be a problem. One of them has been fired before the others, so it's going to run out, and this is going to be a very dangerous state separation because it will give us a kick to one side. No, it won't. They were all on at the same time. Alright, let's get rid of these boosters. Let's throw them back to the space station, to the space center, I'm sorry. Okay, apparently this big decoupler ring is gonna cause trouble. Doesn't matter, we will try to ascend to the 31 kilometers anyway by somersaulting and firing our engine when we're pointing up. Doesn't matter, hopefully we can do this. We are now at 10 kilometers. And remember, we can always switch to our engine that actually allows steering, which is something that we're gonna have to do. So we're switching now, and actually gonna shoot up, because we were falling down, and now we're going up again, thanks to gimbaling engines. Alright, 31 kilometers, we're shooting for that. And that should go automatic. The task is just to have the decoupler. Yeah. And to go below 1900 meters per second. This should trigger as soon as we go over 31 kilometers. And then hopefully we can maintain the requisite speed for the heat shield test. For that we need to be going only over 1130 meters per second. We should be able to do that. Although our fuel is running out as well. That could be tight. Here we go at the Rockomax one though. now we need to conserve our fuel and actually make it to the proper altitude and speed. I'm just cutting the engine all together. Oh, we are at the requisite altitude. Run the test, run the test. Was that too high already? That was too high already. Oh shit. Well, let's try it on the way back, because we're gonna go quite high. So now we have to make sure we're not going slower. We have to make sure that we're actually going slower than 15-20 meters per second. I think this we can do. 11:30 we're gonna make before we hit 52 kilometers. Yeah. Yeah, this will be okay. Alright, below 1500. Here we go. Boom, we got it. We got the test. And now we want to slow down. Propulsively if at all possible. Because otherwise we're going to burn up. Alright, let's finish off the fuel this way. And now get rid of everything. Here we go. Let's see if we're gonna get some heating. I think this should be fine without a heat shield as well, so we can ditch the heat shield and then we can slow down much faster, because for some reason that slows us down so much faster. I don't know what's up with that. If you decouple the heat shield, it will slam against you and just slow you right the hell down. Alright, we're safe to deploy parachute. Let's do that. And we'll have a successful mission. Hooray. Hooray, hooray. And that should allow us to finally upgrade our launch pad. Yeah, there's the rest of the rocket falling down around us. Very safe this. Should finally allow us to build a nice big rocket that will put full of science payload and then send on its way to the moon for a lunar flyby. Finally a real mission. Oh yeah. Component testing all done. There we go. Recover the capsule with Jebediah inside. And indeed, we do have the money to do this. We may not actually have the money. Can't go wrong. Oh, we need to get rid of this debris. Recover. We actually may not have the money to do that, but we may if we accept this. Yeah, we'll get a good advance. Fly by the moon. Get it. 73,000. Anything else that needs to go to the moon? We can bring some VIPs. I mean, they need to go orbit and suborbit. That's kind of included in a lunar flyby. 2 tourists. Let's take... Who's paying the most? Suborbital, suborbital. This is one that pays 19.5. There's one that pays 19.5 and another one that pays less. Yeah, we'll get these two. We'll get this one for sure. The 2 tourists. And let's see, do we have items, do we have parts that fit multiple Kerbals yet? Because if we have to stack on that many regular command pods, that's not gonna be, they're not gonna have a nice time. Yeah, crew cabin. Crew capacity 2. Nice. So we can slot the tourists in here. Yeah, that should be fine. But not more than 2. Alright, let's make a lunar flyby happen. We'll start with our space capsule. Now the re-entry is gonna be something fierce. So we are going to put a crew cabin here. And we'll actually put some small fins on it. So that when it comes back down, it knows which way to face. Actually, that means I should put the fins over here probably. This will probably not make for a very nice ascending vehicle, but on the way down, this should help us. This should help us. Heat shield. We have a parachute on the back here. Let's maybe pack some redundant parachutes, just to be extra safe. If I put them here, they will burn off, so I need to put them like here somewhere. I may need to put 3 redundant parachutes, but then the crew hatch will be obstructed. Oh well, that doesn't matter because we'll bolt Jebediah inside and then we'll attach the parachute. They're only going for a flyby anyway. Yeah, the science equipment, that we can burn off fine, that doesn't really matter. Yet why would we? We'll attach the antennas to the fins, that will look cool. And we will... Do we have equipment bays yet? No. Too bad. Radiator panel, I don't think we need that yet. Alright, the science is definitely gonna burn off. Alright, we'll have a decoupler here. And then we'll have our science payload with 2 material bays and let's say, is 4 enough? Let's have... Oh, whoops, what the hell was that? Control Z that. 2 material bays. That's not going to be enough, but we'll have 4 goo canisters. And I don't think we have batteries yet, so it's going to be a challenge. Actually, we do have a service bay. Nice. Okay, so the goo canisters are going inside the service bay. And they... then we can retrieve them. That's good. Open. Oh yes, this is going to be such a good flyby mission. I can feel it. So 1, 2. Oh, whoops. 2 there, and 2 there. Yeah, absolutely. The material bays we're not going to retrieve because they're just too heavy and large, and we can't send our guys on EVA to go and physically grab them, so that's a problem. But the material bays, yes, we can bring them back. Now the problem is we are bringing 4 parachutes, so this should be able to land slowly enough so that the crew cabin also survives. Okay, let's call this one the Cold Beyond because it's going there. And now comes the interesting part of slapping rockets to everything. So we still don't have fuel lines. We will start with... What? Wait, I could do it like this actually and make a nice... This will actually resemble a rocket ship rather than just making a big spine. Yeah. I have some aerodynamics on top, some struts for connectivity, and you know, physical joint strength, that kind of good stuff. There we go. Fins, of course, for the awesome Power Rangers vibe. I don't even like Power Rangers, let's not have fins. And now we ought to build something that can blast this thing into outer space. And that's just going to be a really big rocket. Like so. Is this too big? 1, 2, 3. I think this is too big. Let's take 1 off. And we shall power it with... We're gonna have to power it with steerable engines, otherwise this thing will just fall over. We don't have reaction wheels or RCS or anything else that can steer it, so we're gonna have to eat the performance penalty of that. But nothing is stopping us from strapping a shit ton of boosters to this, which we will do with extreme prejudice. Alright, they are not at the same height. That's probably going to cause trouble, so we're going to do this smarter and actually copy this one and slot it right next to its brother. And now we still weren't smart enough, because now we need to attach the struts and the aerodynamic caps. I think this will be an interesting flight. Alright, let's add the support towers. This ought to be good enough for anyone. Let's put our pilots in. It's Jebediah going to be over there, and Leatrix and Gregford in the seats below. Perhaps we should test this once before putting the tourists in, but I hope they will survive if we have to crash. Right, I think that's it. 41k, it has to go right on the first shot, unless I hit revert, of course, and I feel like reverting every now and then if this doesn't work out. Yeah, engines go on at the start as well, then they drop, then the next engines turn on, then this separates, and then everything comes home on parachutes. Yeah. Agreed, sounds good. Launch. Launchy launch, boaty McBoatface. Here we go. I have a bad feeling about this, but hey, you know, it's a rocket that I've never built this one before. Why not? Lift off. Alright, we're going up. That's something at least. Let's try a little bit of a tilt. A few degrees, nothing more. Seeing how slowly we're going up, I think we may run into some real difficulties as soon as these 6 boosters run out. We'll still be low, because we're only at 3.5 kilometers now. We'll still be relatively low down. And our engines will just not be up to the task of sustaining this speed. I'm afraid. It doesn't have to be like that, but perhaps it will. Yeah, we're decelerating. Let's drop the boosters. We're decelerating, but we're not decelerating hard. And we have quite a bit of fuel remaining, and we'll get into the thinner regions of the atmosphere quite soon. We're at 15 kilometers now, quite halfway through the difficult part. And then we have a relatively, well, it will be a bit easier to pack on speed. What with the diminished aerodynamic resistance and obstruction and that. And I should think that this top stage has quite a bit of delta V as well. So, and remember, all we need to do is a flyby. There won't be any fancy landings or anything like that. Let's have a crew report. That's not new anymore. Materials bay from here. Yeah, let's not waste it on that. Let's actually fire our materials bay, our material bays home from the moon. And we'll collect the goo to actually bring back physically. Alright, we're at Mach 2 in a bit. Not frighteningly fast yet, but we're turning over. It's 50 kilometers over the planet. Almost out of the atmosphere now. We can just basically rely on our rockets, our gimbals to steer us. This works. We're halfway to orbital speed. I don't think we'll make it on this first stage, but well, as I said, we have plenty of power in the second one. That should be all right. That's 1,000 meters per second right there. Kilometer every second. Heading to the stars. In the interstellar speaking, that's still, you can still just disregard that. My god, speed is difficult, space is hard, and the universe is vast. Why is it so big? Why is it not smaller? Alright, we got lots of stuff. We have suborbital space flight. Yeah, we did it. But, you know, they bought the bargain bin ticket. They're also going to the moon. They don't know that yet. I hope they experience it as a bonus. But, you know, nothing's guaranteed. Let's think. We're now in space near Kerbin. We're going to be in space near Kerbin, high over Kerbin, and near the moon and high over the moon. So it's time to open the material bay doors and take one goo sample. We'll keep this until we get into high space. We're not in an atmosphere, so this can stay open. And we're almost at orbital speed here. Actually, let's just cut our engine. No, we'll keep it burning, because then this engine will fall back to the planet nicely. Nice. Okay, we can ditch it. Goodbye, engine. And now we are a proper spacecraft. Look at this. This looks so cute. Everything is splayed open and looking good. Alright, we'll time warp to apoapsis. And then we'll see whether that already counts as high space. Space high over Kerbin. We will check that by firing a crew report. No, this is still near Kerbin space. Oh snap! This one... Oh, sorry. This engine doesn't generate electricity. That's a problem, because our electricity is very, very finite. This means we want to shut down all reaction wheels. Alright, pilot only. No, I want them off. Toggle torque off. Yes, but I do want to fire towards orbit, and then of course the moon. Go, we've made orbit, almost. Yeah, we've made orbit. That should make the tourists happy, because they are now orbiting. Really good. And now we're going to go to the moon, and we're going to do this the old-fashioned way by just time warping around the planet until we see moonrise, and then we're going to burn for it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? That's the sun. We don't want to go there by accident. There it is! Oh, I might already be too late. Let's go for prograde. We need a little bit of engine power to get us turning. Boosting for the moon. Yeah, we'll make it. Let's set that as... Oh, we can't do maneuver planning yet. Oh well, we'll do it by hand. That's fine. There we go. Accelerating towards that dark speck over there. This will be the furthest any Kerbal... well, these three Kerbals have any... this will be the furthest any Kerbal has ever been away from the planet, and these three are going to do so together. Even though the tourists don't know, they think this burn is bringing them back home, but it's really not. And they're not the most orbital mechanically inclined, so they have no idea. They think we are firing our engines for a long time now, but it also took a long time to fire our engines to get up into space, and surely we're now extra fast going home. I mean, we're firing our engines so hard, we must be going a lot faster, right? Well, actually, we're gonna go quite a lot slower soon. Oh yeah, we're not gonna be able to see these intersections, so we're gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way by hand. First of all, we're gonna rotate the spacecraft so the tourists can wave goodbye to Earth. Kerbin, apologies. And now they're starting to catch on, like, what? Why is the planet going so small? We're not going there, we're going away from it. Don't worry, guys, this is Jebediah. I just want to show you... I want to show you the sights around here. Yeah, I'm trying an accent. I'm not doing well. I'll not do that again. High over Kerbin. We'll transmit this material base. No, material base come from the moon. We'll get the goo. We'll keep the goo to take back. Yes. And now we're gonna try and encounter the moon, which I think is gonna happen. See, there it is, there we are. Yeah, here we are, flying by the moon. Let's grab a materials bay. We'll transmit that home. Yeah, because we can't bring it back. Our heat shield isn't good enough for that. Will our power last? Our power will not last. Oh shit. Can we go on EVA to grab it? No. Snap. Okay, the material bay is completely useless. Oh, that stings. And we're not getting power back. Oh, let's see, we have... Whoa, we have escaped the gravitational influence of Kerbin, initiated the first flyby of the sun. What? I don't think we have... We haven't entered orbit of the sun. but thanks for the money. Fly by the moon, that's also completed now. I feel like they are really optimistic because, you know, we also kind of need to get back. Well, technically, I suppose this means we don't, but you know, let's enter orbit of the moon. Let's get real close to the surface and snap some pictures and see what the magic goo does over there. Yeah, here we are in orbit of the moon. Oh, you know why I think we got the flyby of the sun achievement, because if we had done nothing, we may have inadvertently set a slingshot out of the system by lunar gravity assist. Alright, let's observe the mystery goo when it's close to the moon. Yeah, keep that. And we can bring back one crew report, and that's gonna be one of being really close to the moon. Let's have a look. Can we see it? No, it's quite dark in here. But fortunately, we have one goo canister unspent. Let's keep that as well. Let's close the bay, because this is now not useful anymore. And let's have Jebediah observe it as well. Yes, we'll keep that experiment. Look at that. There we have the ship, the sun, the planet, Kerbin, and the moon. We are doing so awesome. What direction are we going in? We're currently exactly at periapsis. We're now rising again. So we're going here. So yeah, if we burn prograde now, we should escape back towards the planet. I hope that's accurate, because if it's not, we're gonna go out the system. Actually, I misread the orbital display. It's very likely that we're now actually leaving the system. No, we're not. We are. We're going back. We're going back home. And I'm actually going to immediately establish a re-entry burn. Well, I'm doing my re-entry burn to establish a re-entry corridor. Let's see, it's 340. I want to aim for like 35 kilometers. That should be reasonable. 32, okay. Keep it exciting. Right, throw in a quick save in case something goes wrong with the time warping. And here we go. Headed back towards the planet. And we have plenty of fuel remaining. The tourists are quite happy to go home, but they are going a good clip faster than they signed up for. They are now going to re-enter at over 3 kilometers per second rather than at just under 2. So, if you're wondering why I'm firing my engines, it's to give me control authority to turn around. Here we'll do a final deceleration burn. Oh shit, we're immediately burning up. That's possibly not good. Maybe I want to get rid of this section. I can't really get rid of it now. I don't know how to do it. Because if I decouple, I'll still be here, and I won't have the thrust of this module. So yeah, that may have been a miscalculation. Now the material bays are soaking up the brunt of the heat, and these engines are also adding their propulsive power into the re-entry. You know, we're slowing down on rockets. Very luxurious way of slowing down if there's an atmosphere. But hey, we brought the fuel, we have it to spare. Let's do this. And when they are empty, they're also a little bit less of a hazard, because then this whole stage is a lot lighter. And I think I'll dare to, you know, separate it. Let's try that. Let's separate. Alright, this is the worst case scenario, because now this thing is dragging us around into the airstream. But we're free and we have no reaction wheels or anything. But I think my fins that I made are doing their job. We are well, I wouldn't call us quite stable, but we're passively oriented in the right direction. That's a longer way of saying everything is stable. Well, it's certainly not safe to pop the parachutes right now, but our heat shield is doing its job of shielding us from the heat. And after the heat shield, well, behind the heat shield, we have two tourists. And I can't speak anymore. I heard they are also very heat resistant. So Jebediah is shielded by a heat shield and two tourists. That's probably the best shielding there is. It won't do. Oh, look at that. That's the crater of the previous rocket. We are headed down towards the surface at a frightening velocity. And I think we're gonna have to decouple the heat shield because we're now not going too fast anymore. Whoa, and that immediately exploded. That's interesting. Might not be safe to decouple that, but we are decelerating quickly now. We're a bit lighter without that heat shield, but we are carrying science payload and of course 3 Kerbals rather than 1. We're now going subsonic. The ground is really close. The parachutes are yellow. I hope it will slow down a little bit more. And there we go. Deploy the parachutes. 4 of them. I hope they can slow us down enough so that we won't die. We're still at 150 meters per second. There we go. A lot of very strong G-shock. But here we are, floating down at just 6 meters per second. That should definitely be safe. I'm going to throw in some time warp. The rest of our rockets should be crashing anytime soon. There they are, boom, 15 kilometers off. I still find it a little bit odd that this tumbling rocket will actually crash later. Oh, it's not odd. We are streamlined and will cut through the atmosphere. Even though we want to slow down, we don't have the shape to do it. And that, well, that stage, that unaerodynamic bunch of rocket, that will just break up and slow itself down a lot more. So that actually does make sense. Alright, here we go. 5 meters per second. That's 15 kilometers an hour. Still pretty quick to hit your head, like you're on a bicycle and, well, cycling into the wall. But we're making it. The Kerbals have landed with the science, which is important. Let's get them back. And we got 75 science points and a lot of money. Hurrah, hurrah. We have a level 1 tourist. That's good, I think. And we have entered orbit of the moon. That's a first. Escaped the gravitational influence of the moon. Okay. Cool, cool. Returned home from a flyby. Returned home from orbit. Gathered the first scientific data from the moon. Alright, lots of milestones. Lots of rewards for the contracts. Good times. Let's get some research done. Heavy rocketry. Here's some bigger engines. Bigger boosters. I think that's a priority. And fuel systems. Smarter rockets. Actually, let's get the fuel systems. No, let's get the heavy rockets first. Big boosters. No, we don't have the tanks for the bigger ones yet. That makes no sense. We have to get this one first. Big tanks, then big rockets. Yeah. Click. And we'll play with that next time, because I realize this is a quite short stream this way. But hey, look at that. There's no one in chat, and I want to do something else. So, thanks for watching. See you around next time. Goodbye. We finally went into space. That's good, I think. We'll do something cool like land on the moon next time, or Duna, or you know, we can with the parts we have, we can pretty much go anywhere, I think. Anyway, see you later. Goodbye.